The CARIFTA Games Bahamas 2018, featuring athletes in 26 countries across the region. Friday, March 30th to Monday, April 2nd at the Bahamasair National Stadium. It's track and field at its best as our competitors run faster, throw further, and jump higher. The competition will be fierce as the Bahamas attempts to recapture the crown from arch-rival Jamaica and keep Trinidad and Barbados and the rest of the Caribbean off their heels. Experience the energy of Junkanoo. Get your flags out, bring your whistles, goatskin, drums, and cowbells. Lick 'em with the rhythm. It's going to be sizzling hot, off and on the track. The CARIFTA Games, March 30th to April 2nd at the Bahamasair Stadium. You just have to be there.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up first at 6, postal transformation. The minister responsible for the post office told Parliament about changes in postal services nationwide. Wanted. We'll tell you why police in the capital need your help finding 2 wanted men. Protecting the consumer. An exhibition celebrating World Consumer Rights Day opened earlier this afternoon.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC every day.
Government dubbing its mission to the European Union as positive. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Altaviz Munnings. This is First at 6. Thanks so much for tuning in. We can tell you that a government release confirmed that the Bahamas delegation to the European Union in Brussels, Belgium, addressed concerns related to the Bahamas being listed on the EU cooperative tax jurisdiction list yesterday. The delegation, led by Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Peter Turnquest, and Minister of Financial Services, Trade and Industry, and Immigration, the Honorable Brent Simonet, held meaningful, positive discussions with the head of the General Secretariat of the European Union Council's unit, Dr. Andreas Strub, the representative of the chair of the EU Code of Conduct Group, Gabrielle Anolino, Deputy Head of Division of Economic and Global Issues, and the representative for Latin American and Caribbean region, as well as the European External Action Service and other representatives of the European Commission. Now, ZNS News has learned that the delegation is expected to return home sometime today. This is a developing story we will continue to follow for you. Crossing over now to news from Parliament, the General Post Office on East Hill Street may soon be no more. At least that's the long-term plan suggested by Minister of Transport and Local Government, the Honorable Frankie Campbell, during his contribution to the mid-year budget debate yesterday. Post Office staff recently expressed concern on the state of the building and the threat of mold. Now, Minister Campbell spoke to his ministry's efforts to address those staff concerns, citing repairs to the air conditioning unit, but that he says that's not the only course of action.
That efforts are underway to have the General Post Office relocated from its current location to another site. And the decision has been made by this government to implode the building at East Hill Street. The Post Office's budget allocation for 2017-2018 budgetary period was $7.39 million. And the expenditure to date has been $3.9 million. It is anticipated that there will be no difficulty in the Post Office meeting its financial commitments up to June 30th.
The Member of Parliament for North Eleuthera, Ricky Mackey, updating our news team recently on Eleuthera's glass window bridge since its closure last week due to heavy swells and sea surges that reports say killed a teenager and injured several others. Mackey says the bridge is now open to vehicular traffic and later outlined the inconvenience the closure had on residents and businesses in Eleuthera.
With the close of the bridge, it affected employees, it affected students, it affected tourists that come to the island, and the transfer of goods as well as different type of services. And so we were challenged, and we had to make some extraordinary steps to try and normalize the situation. Fortunately for us, we had a good working team that put their shoulders to the wheel. We were able to establish a water taxi route from north of the bridge to Gregory Town that would have been able to provide workers in Harbor Island to travel to Harbor Island to continue working, to students from the southern part of Eleuthera to get to the northern part.
Now, when it comes to the split in the road near Queen's Bath in South Eleuthera, the North Eleuthera MP says an alternative solution for persons unable to pass that area has been implemented.
We were able to do a bypass, and now the engineers, in fact, are traveling to North Eleuthera tomorrow to check to see how best to install some additional culverts. That section of the road from where Daddy Joe's is to the bridge has a history of being washed out, but persons really don't know that. As an advent of social media, we now find out stuff instantly. But if you were to check that stretch of the road, you would see where culverts have been installed along the way to prohibit what occurred just recently.
On to other news. First at 6 this Thursday, officers and members of the Church of God of Prophecy attended its 2018 National Conclave at its East Street Tabernacle last night. Among those in attendance was Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis, along with a contingent of cabinet ministers and members of Parliament. Prime Minister Minnis charged that more must be done to fight crime and other social issues.
I see every day the many problems which confront us. We must reduce hunger and poor nutrition. We have much work to do to prevent and address diseases like diabetes and hypertension, which cause so many other health problems. More of our people need jobs and opportunity and access to affordable housing. As a country, we must do a better job of understanding and addressing a range of mental health problems. We must continue to address crime and violence. But while we acknowledge and address these and other challenges, let us also remember the good in our land and the many people who serve our country in so many ways.
Church of God of Prophecy's National Overseer, Bishop Franklin Ferguson, urged the government to handle immigration issues sensitively. He also addressed the impact of Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival.
Live in and near many of these shanty towns are severely threatened by unsanitary conditions and dangerous and illegal electrical connections. Our only request is that we are humane in dealing with those who are the least among us, but speak the truth in love and do what is right and necessary in love, but do it. One of the worst invasive species of culture to reach our shores is something called carnival. It is an invasive species. It is degrading the Bahamian culture. And most of all, it is the degrading Bahamian women and femininity. This is one of the worst abuse that could ever be made of womanhood.
Now to news from our #1 industry. First at 6, more than 11,000 cruise and maritime industry professionals from around the world, including our Minister of Tourism and Aviation, the Honorable Dionisio de Aguilar, and the Minister of Transport and Local Government, the Honorable Frankie Campbell, attended the Sea Trade Cruise Global Conference at the Fort Lauderdale Convention Center last week. While at the conference, the Bahamas delegation met with cruise executives of Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines, Norwegian Cruise Line, MSC Cruises, Carnival and Disney Cruise Lines, as well as executives of the Florida Caribbean Cruise Association. Ministers de Aguilar and Campbell also attended forums on the state of the global cruise industry, as well as several geopolitical cruise sessions. Minister de Aguilar noted that as one of the top preferred destinations for cruise passengers to the Caribbean, the Bahamas is well positioned to receive a large percentage of the projected 30 million cruise passengers in the months and years ahead, and is working on programs to ensure that the visitors' experience here to the Bahamas remains inviting, pleasant, authentic, and enjoyable. Now, the Bahamas was also recognized for its unwavering commitment and support to the cruise industry during the FCCA's gala reception and dinner held at the Hilton Hotel. We can also tell you tonight that the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, executed a tsunami readiness exercise today called codenamed Carib Wave 18. Now, the goal is to validate preparedness response to tsunamis, essentially testing protocols and communication systems between tsunami warning centers and the tsunami warning focal points. It's an annual exercise conducted throughout the Caribbean, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Tsunamis are a series of enormous waves created by an underwater disturbance such as an earthquake, landslide, volcanic eruption, or meteorite. In today's exercise, NEMA officials tested all national communication systems, including the Royal Bahamas Police Force communications, where landlines, cell phones, emails, and fax machines were tested. Now, we want to advise you that during the tsunami exercise, alerts were not real threats, but just a simulation exercise. Well, we're just getting started. First at 6. Coming up, the rights of the consumer taking center stage today. We'll see you on the next side of the break.
Are your monthly bills coming in on top of your holiday bills? It's time for a change. Bundle your bills into one low-rate loan with Commonwealth Bank. Move your high-rate loans and credit card balances from other banks to a low-rate consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank. Less stress, less to pay, each and every month. Plus, the chance to win $5,000. So make a change. Get a consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank and pay less.
BTC is giving the gift of rollover data, plus free unlimited WhatsApp calls, texts, pictures, and videos. Choose from our 1-day plan for $349, 7-day plan for $999, or our 15-day plan for only $29.99. We've even thrown in unlimited BTC to BTC calls and texts. Dial *203# to activate your plan today. Share every moment with BTC. Terms and conditions apply.
With KFC's Family Deal, everything is under control.
Dad genius.
Enjoy our family deal with 8 pieces of freshly prepared chicken, large family fries, and 4 biscuits. All for just $20 including VAT. KFC Nassau, it's finger-licking good.
The bees are back. It's the 21st Annual Bahamas National Spelling Bee Championship, live Sunday, March 18th at 2:30 p.m. on the ZNS Network. Watch all the excitement of competition and find out who will take home the trophy. Watch the Bahamas National Spelling Bee Championship, Sunday, March 18th at 2:30 p.m. right here on the ZNS Network. This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
We start this segment with news from the crime beat as police need your help locating 2 wanted men. Now take a look at their picture on your screen. Authorities here in the capital informed us through the Daily Crime Report that they need to identify and locate these 2 suspects seen in a surveillance video and photos that have been circulating on social media. According to the police, these men are wanted for questioning in connection with a recent break-in of a trailer in the vicinity of the Albany Resort in Western Providence. If you can help police find these suspects, you're asked to call 911, 919, or your nearest police station. We are now going to cross over to news from the courts. A judge has ruled that he will not accept the attempted murder conviction of Armando Sargent. Sargent is one of 3 men convicted in the death of former Queens College primary school teacher Joyelle McIntosh. Sargent was found guilty of attempted murder, manslaughter, conspiracy to commit armed robbery, and attempted armed robbery. However, his attorney disputed his attempted murder conviction, saying it was inconsistent with the evidence and should not be accepted by the court. During today's proceedings, Justice Bernard Turner agreed. He indicated, though, that Sargent's convictions for manslaughter, conspiracy to commit armed robbery, and attempted robbery will remain. Sargent, along with a 19-year-old male and 27-year-old Johnny Mackey, are expected to be sentenced on March 22nd. A small group of protesters assembled in Parliament Square today, lobbying for more opportunities for Bahamians. Activist Omar Archer led the group, calling for economic freedom, government accountability, and access to natural resources.
We have oil, we have aragonite, we have sun, we have sand, we have sea, we have liquefied natural gas, we have methane, and we have the largest flat sea in the world for bone fishing and whatever have you. And the list of resources goes on and on. In Norway, they give their citizens 60% of revenues that are generated from their natural resources. And the same thing is done in Qatar, same thing is done in Saudi Arabia. And the 7 countries that make up the United Arab Emirates combined do not have as much natural resources as we do here in the Bahamas.
Archer warns that if the government doesn't respond, the protests will escalate.
Just stay out here as long as we have to. As long as we have to. If we have to block the roads, we will block the roads. If we have to block the bridges, we will block the bridges. If we have to go down to the airport and block out the airport entrance and the exits, we will block those also. And we also block the shipping ports. All right, and we will do whatever it takes until the government sit down and say, okay, this is your list of demands, and this is what you guys want. We're going to adhere to it. We have the power. We put them in power every 5 years.
Wild boar, stuffed duff, spicy confetti rice, guava pancakes, conky rice souffle, Cat Island cocoa rice are just some of the dishes that students between the ages of 11 through 14 years old cooked up for the National Young Chef Culinary Competition 2018. Some 60 Family Island junior high school students and several students from right here in New Providence participated in the competition, now in its 26th year. Students were asked to prepare dishes based on this year's theme, infusing the flavors of the islands, this We Bahamas. A 2-day culinary skills conference was held for participating students earlier this week at the University of the Bahamas. Chefs gave demonstrations on napkin folding, cake decorating, how to make fruit platters, how to use a piping bag, and make one out of paper. An award ceremony will be held at the Marriott Courtyard on Nassau and West Bay Streets tomorrow. Well, if you haven't heard yet, today is being observed as World Consumer Rights Day under the theme, Making Digital Marketplaces Fairer. An exhibition was held at the Mall at Marathon this morning to highlight the Consumer Protection Commission, the Consumer Affairs Unit, the Prices Commission, and the Bahamas Bureau of Standards and Quality. Minister of National Security, the Honorable Marvin Dames, represented the Minister of Labor at the event and outlined the importance of cyber laws.
In 2018, both online and mobile digital financial transactions were covered by this right. In addition to the United Nations Consumer Protection Guidelines, the UNCTAD, the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, has developed Global Cyber Law Tracker, the first ever global mapping of cyber laws. It tracks the state of e-commerce legislation in the field of e-transactions, consumer protection, data protection or privacy, and cyber adoption in the 194 UNCTAD member states, of which the Bahamas is a member.
Still to come, Team Bahamas has been named for the Commonwealth Games in Australia. Jonathan Benson is up next with sports.
That of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
Rugs, carpet tiles, ceramic tiles, floor mats, even vinyl flooring. Find them all at Wright's Carpet Masters, located on Bernard Road. Let them cater to your home or your office needs, and you can choose from a variety of carpets, floor mats, cashmere, oriental rugs, and area rugs. And if you can't come to us, we will bring the business to you, offering free estimates and deliveries to the Family Islands. Wright's Carpet Masters will get it right for you. Located on Bernard Road, telephone number 364-1260.
Cellular and Electronics is your one-stop shop for all your electronic needs. From the latest in cell phones and accessories like the iPhone 6s Plus to the Samsung S6 Edge, the latest in game consoles, games, and accessories. We also carry the best hoverboards, stereo sound systems, and much more. We also have certified technicians to fix all your electronic needs. Located in the Coconut Grove Plaza and the Mall at Marathon. What are you waiting for? Come on down to CTI Cellular and Electronics today.
It's the magical moment you've waited for all your life. Wedding dreams begin Sunday, April 15th at the 30th Annual Bahamas Bridal Show for hundreds who will meet 40 wedding experts to help couples down the aisle. For tickets and information, visit buttonsformalwear.com or call 421-9783. For the perfect wedding day, it's the Bahamas Bridal Show, Malia Nassau Beach All-Inclusive Resort, Sunday, April 15th. You bring the romance. We'll bring the magic.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Ripped jeans, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Team Bahamas has been named for the Commonwealth Games in Australia. 31 athletes in all. We'll give you those names coming up in the 7 o'clock hour. Now, they will be contesting 5 disciplines, but one sport noticeably absent this time around is tennis.
The host city gets to choose the sport that they want on the program, and as a result of that, tennis did not make the program because the host city didn't find it attractive enough for them. Obviously, it could have been facilities, it could have been whether they were competitive enough to medal. Obviously, that was a decision that they made, so as a result, tennis is not on the program.
Our boys team coming up short in their bid to move on at the World Junior Qualifiers in Guatemala after losing to Honduras on opening day and beating Curacao on day 2. It all came down to a showdown with the Dominican Republic yesterday, and the Bahamas would lose all 3 matches and fail to advance to the main draw. In singles, Michael Major Jr. losing his match 7-5, 6-1. Anthony Burrows Jr. he fell 6-3 and 2. As for the doubles, Major and Burrows went down there 6-3 and 3. The Province Basketball Association's best of 3 Division I playoffs continuing last night at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. The Rockets had an easy time winning by default over the Leno Regulators. The other game decided on the floor, and that went to the UB Mingos 84-72 over the JD Seafood Shockers. Justin Smith had 24 points to lead UB. Kamsi Silvestri followed with 18 points and 12 rebounds. Romero Cornish added 14 points. In the loss, William Rigby also with 24 points. Shaquan Lewis finishing up with 20. The other 2 Division I series, they will pick back up tonight at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. Up first, the Carroll Contractors Pirates have their backs against the wall after losing Game 1 to the PJ Stingers. The Pirates need a win to force a winner-take-all Game 3 on Monday. A win by the Stingers, and they'll be moving on to the semifinals. As for tonight's feature game, the situation much the same. After a win in Game 1, the Commonwealth Bank Giants looked to bring out the brooms against the Rhythm Rebels. Neither team was really happy with how they played in the opener, and they look for a better ball game tonight.
We've been practicing about a month now, so we're a little off, but just get back to basics, work on some things defensively. And I think we should be all right, you know what I mean, once we get in a couple of practice that we really need.
We'll come back fighting. We don't lay down for nobody. So a couple tweaks here and there and a couple calls that would go our way, we could be in a different outcome.
The Eleuthera Basketball Association's best of 5 playoffs on court last night. The Governor's Harbour Crusaders, they won 79-63 over the Palmetto Point Blazers to win in a 3-game sweep. The Crusaders now await the winner of the Bryland Panthers and the Harbour Island Warriors in the championship. Talking about championships, the title series in the South Andros Basketball League that gets underway tonight. South Andros High and Rules Bustling will meet in Game 1. The winner of this series will punch their ticket to the Bahamas Basketball Federation's National Round Robin. From the Pro Hardwood last night in Norway, Tavario Miller and Filligan, they lost Game 1 in their semifinal series with Kongsberg 84-78. Miller finishing up with 22 points and 13 rebounds. Game 2 there is set for Sunday. On to the college hardwood now. Shalonda Neely and coach Yolette McPhee-McQuinn in the ladies' NIT last night with the Jacksonville Lady Dolphins. Their season came to an end, losing to UCF 65-60, nearly 4 points and 4 rebounds. Now March Madness had officially tipped off today. Nathan Bain and Stephen F. Austin, they will face Texas Tech at 7:27 tonight. DeAndre Ayton and the Arizona Wildcats, they will run with Buffalo at 9:40. Houston also playing against San Diego State. Bahamian Mikael McLean, he's on the Cougars coaching staff. Meantime, Travis Munnings and Louisiana Monroe, they face Austin Peay in their collegeinsider.com tournament opener. Joanna Evans in the pool today for the Texas Longhorns at the NCAA Swimming Championships in Ohio. She finished 35th in the 500 free in a time of 4:42.98. That was well off her seed time of 4:35.05, which had her ranked 3rd in the nation. Evans will look for better luck tomorrow in the 200 free, where she's seeded 31st. She's also seeded 6th in the 60 and 50 free, and that will swim on Saturday. The Markham Aquatic Club out of Canada, they are in town and they're here for a training camp at the Betty Kelly Kenning National Aquatic Center.
Training's hard like always. You know, we always have to work hard, but we're having fun and that's what matters.
We got here on Thursday. It's been pretty hard. The pool's kind of cold, but you know, we've been managing.
The Bahamas is amazing. It was kind of raining today, but the weather's been very kind lately. The center is beautiful, 10 lanes, long course. It's as good as it can get.
Scores in from the government secondary school soccer season yesterday. Junior girls, H.O. Nash 1-0 over T.A. Thompson. Jonique Cunningham, the lone goal scorer. Junior boys, H.O. Nash also shutting out T.A. Thompson 3-0. Joshua Rami scored twice. Cameron Fosting, he had the other goal. Senior girls, Civvy Bethel, they won 2-0 over Doris Johnson. As for the senior boys, Doris Johnson rebounding, they had a 3-0 win over Civvy Bethel. New Providence Softball Association, they have elections set for 7 o'clock tonight at the Blue Hill Sporting Complex. There will be a new president, as Henry Dean has indicated that he will not be seeking the post once again. Only teams that have played last year can vote, and no executive can cast a ballot. And that is your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. First at 6 is back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
The performance speaks for itself. Pennzoil Synthetics, made from natural gas. Make the switch.
At 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
Hey, have you heard? ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Whether you're on the move or just kicking back. Miss something on the news? It's there. Want to keep up with a live update? It's there. Or just want to listen to your favorite station? It's there too. Download the app now from the App Store and Google Play Store.
The bees are back. It's the 21st Annual Bahamas National Spelling Bee Championship, live Sunday, March 18th at 2:30 p.m. on the ZNS Network. Watch all the excitement of competition and find out who will take home the trophy. Watch the Bahamas National Spelling Bee Championship, Sunday, March 18th at 2:30 p.m. right here on the ZNS Network. Time now for weather.
In our first look at weather, front boundary has exited the southeast Bahamas, leaving behind some cloudiness, and skies are now clearing over the central parts of our country. But outside of our studios just now, we have clear skies, temperature 73 degrees, the relative humidity at 40%. The winds are out of the north at 5 knots, your barometric pressure 1,019.4 millibars, that's 30.10 inches, and it is steady. That's going to do it for your first look at weather. So stay tuned, more weather is still to come.
Thanks so much, Basil. That does it for First at 6. It's time now for a check on stories making news around the northern Bahamas.
Delegation spreading the message that Grand Bahama is open for business. An impressive high school career fair underway, and the police celebrating a big victory.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news, the Minister of State for Grand Bahama, Senator the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, leading the Bahamas trade mission to Washington last week. Public and private sector partners joined Minister Thompson as he addressed various influential groups on the government's investment push and the benefits of investing in Grand Bahama. Italia Hall reports.
The 5-day trade mission included a trip to Washington, D.C. and Baltimore. The president of the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce, officials from the Grand Bahama Port Authority, and real estate agents from Grand Bahama accompanied the Minister of State for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, on the trip. Minister Thompson says the mission was simple, to get the word out to the business community in those cities that Grand Bahama is indeed open for business.
To let them know what we in Grand Bahama have to offer, speak to them about the industries that are available, for the investment opportunities that are available, to let the business community in Washington and in Baltimore know what they can expect if they were to come to Grand Bahama, and to let them know that we are welcoming for foreign direct investment to come, to provide, obviously to provide opportunities for Bahamians here in Grand Bahama.
Minister Thompson says the delegation held discussions with several groups, including the United States Chamber of Commerce.
One of the things that came out of that conversation was the possibility of the U.S. Chamber opening up a site, not just in the Bahamas, but actually opening up a site here in Grand Bahama. So those talks are going to continue. We met with the D.C. Chamber of Commerce, and we met with a number of companies out of the D.C. Chamber of Commerce and had some very fruitful talks with them. We met with Baltimore Chamber of Commerce, and again, a number of fruitful talks with the companies.
He says while the government is doing its best to promote Grand Bahama, he believes it is a collective responsibility and says all Bahamians have a role to play in this effort.
We all know the need to be able to go out and to tell the world that what Grand Bahama has to offer, and to begin to invite these persons to come, with the intention of providing opportunities for Bahamians. We don't just want the companies to come, but the idea is for those companies to come to provide opportunities for Bahamians.
Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall.
Developers of the MSC Marine Reserve project on Ocean Key hosting a 2-day job fair on Grand Bahama. The Labor Department is facilitating the job fair that is seeking to recruit persons for construction positions as developers plan to build a day resort for cruise ship passengers. Assistant Director at the department, Janet Russell, says that quite a number of persons turned out to be registered and interviewed for various positions today.
The interviewing process is two phases. The first process, we're going to just deal with individuals who would qualify to be a part of the construction site. And in order to qualify, for sure, you have to be clean, alcohol-wise and drug-wise. And once you clear that barrier, then we will look at your skill to see what type of skill you have. And if you have the skills that we're looking for, or MSc is looking for the construction site, then you'll get a second call for a second interview.
The day resort will be constructed on Ocean Key, that is near Bimini. Now, the interviewing process will continue tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Labor Department. Russell says the hiring process will also be conducted in 2 phases.
The construction will commence, I understand, in May. They're going to be breaking ground in short order, and once that's done, we are going to be calling persons to come and assist and putting that key together. Many persons don't know that's a flat area as we speak at this time, so there's no infrastructure there. So we will be selecting persons to come and assist with putting in infrastructure there, and once the infrastructure is in, then we'll call on other people to come and help construct the buildings.
Meantime, the Office of the Prime Minister, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, and the Ministry of Education coming together to hold a 2-day industrial and technical career fair at the Grand Bahama Resort. The event opened this morning and is designed to provide some insight on career opportunities available in the job market. Italia Hall reports.
Some 2,000 students from grades 9 to 12 are being given the opportunity to interact with personnel from over 30 organizations on Grand Bahama. They were all eager to learn about the various careers offered within the private and public sector. Senator the Honorable Kwesi Thompson says this is all a part of the government's mission to help develop young people.
It really shows our young people, our school students, what opportunities are available for them here in Grand Bahama. And so we've had over 30 companies and industrial companies that will show our young people what the future could hold for them and what opportunities there are for them. And it sort of helps them in that development stage where they are determining their careers. It helps them to create that path for themselves.
Some companies had a number of props on display that help the students to understand what the various companies are all about.
As we continue to expand, we're able to, show young people that they can make themselves an honest living and a good living actually just by farming.
In the Grand Bahama shipyard, we deal with welding, pipe fitting, fabrication, steel, hull treatment. The trade goes on and on and on. So we're just here today to let the kids know what all is involved when it comes to ship rebuilding, here in Grand Bahama.
We have information forms for each of the students to fill out. So once they fill their information out with all the email addresses, contacts, what we will do is we will then revert to them with information on the industry, possible and upcoming training sessions and information so that they can go down the right path in the event they want to invest in the industry to become an agent or to become a marine pilot. We can help in guiding them down the right path to do so.
These students say they look forward to career fairs like these.
I think these fairs open up more opportunities for the young people in deciding where they want to go and what they want to do.
I've learned that there are many different types of careers to choose in the Bahamas. That you could pick what career you want to do.
What I've learned is that sometimes you just gotta follow your dreams. Sometimes go what your heart tells you. If you feel like you want to do a certain type of field or be in a certain field, then just go with it instead of going based off what people tell you.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition continues in just a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
You name it, and Dolly's got it in the bag. That means they have it all. Gorgeous rooms-to-go furniture and accessories, Radio Shack electronics and musician supplies, Ace hardware and housewares, Whirlpool and GE appliances, Ace paint and supplies, the Garden Center. We have thousands of items to choose from to make your home run. And Dolly Madison is committed to providing you with quality name brand products at great everyday savings. Yes, Dolly Madison Home Center's got it in the bag.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Freeport Jewelers in Port Lucaya. Fashion starts here.
All last year, I felt the love, Belinda. But this year, I want to just kick it up a notch.
Did you hear about our new bamboo line?
When he started talking about you can sit on TV.
Hold on, Dr. Love. Not that type of bamboo you're talking about. You ain't hear about the nice bamboo sheet. And you can get it in all colors. And if you ain't want it in the sheets, Dr. Love, you can get it in the pillows.
Thank God for island bedding.
Come and visit me at number 5, Queens Highway, Island Bedding.
You already know what it is, homie. It's your boy, that's Fry Young. Million City, Mr. Bring the whole city out.
It's gonna snow in Freeport when the Passport Gang proudly presents the Snowman, Young Cheesy, live in concert.
What it do, what the business is, your boy J Double.
Oh yeah, for Tico T and El Pinko's birthday bash on Saturday, March 31st. It's the weekend at Gumbe Park. All of Freeport and all the family islands are coming out for Young Cheesy live in concert.
It's gonna be some money throwing about popping.
With music by the Passport Gang, Tico T, King Diano, Kiki Fire, Excitement, Slanks, and more. And hosted by Big Pun. Tickets are $30 general, $60 VIP, $125 all access. Purchase tickets at all Fluid Factory locations. Doors open at 10 p.m. to Gumbe Park. Saturday, March 31st. For the Tico T and El Pinko Easter Weekend Birthday Bash with Young Cheesy.
If you ain't there, you ain't nowhere.
Sponsored by Heineken, Tennessee, Moet Fluid Factory, Top It Off, Premier Lounge, Indian Entertainment, 100 Jams, Grand Bahama Homecoming.
Need I say more?
This portion of the news is brought to you by In Style Boutique. Be fashionable, be trendy, be in style.
Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. This is National Police Month, and the Royal Bahamas Police Force is staging a series of events to foster a closer relationship with the public and greater camaraderie among members of the force. Members of the police debate and speech team from Grand Bahama traveled to the nation's capital this week, where they faced off on a very topical issue. This afternoon, they returned to a welcome fit for champions.
From the time I've been debating for Grand Bahama, this is the first time I've ever come home to such a gathering for the trophy.
Members of the Grand Bahama Police All-Star Speech and Debate Team arriving home to a hero's welcome and the floating trophy in hand. The officers traveled to New Providence, where they battled colleagues there in a challenge of research, brains, and wit. Superintendent Walter Henderson served as a coach for the team and says he is proud of the achievement.
The topic for the debate was, would the impending decriminalization of marijuana have an impact on other crimes in the Bahamas? And they didn't give us a score, but at the end they told us we won. We were against it. We were against it. And you know, going to Nassau, the room was stacked against us. But we had some supporters. There are some officers from Grand Bahama that were in Nassau that are on several courses, and they came out, and the room was full of excitement. But we had a lesson plan set for them, and our lecturers did a marvelous job in persuading the judges that we had the better side of information and presentation.
Officer in charge of Grand Bahama, Assistant Commissioner of Police Samuel Butler, says that he is proud of the team for their outstanding performance and the big win. He notes that this celebration of Police Month has exposed the various talents of the officers.
What I've seen from this particular exercise, as you know, that we are celebrating Police Month, but when we actually looked at the educational side of it, we saw multiple talents from officers. So many of them were just hiding their talents, but they had an opportunity to expose their talent that really would have blown you out of your seat if you actually attended those events. So they are history in our minds, but we have a good history, a good day to mark this event, and certainly we're excited. And we say congratulations to them for their hard work, awesome things that they've done. We are definitely big on the map. Grand Bahama, congratulations.
The team consisted of 5 officers: Corporal Geisha Russell, Constable Mark Thompson, Sergeant Shamiko Arthur, and Sergeant Natalie Knowles. Now, ASP Roston Moss also served as a coach for the team, but was unable to travel to New Providence.
He had to stay behind to prepare for the funeral of his sister. And so we also want to
salute him for being there for us from start to finish. Even though he was going through his own crisis, he was there, and we want to say thanks to him for all of his support.
And now to our final installment in our series on the Fresh Start program. ZNS Northern Service also benefiting from the program, as two dynamic young men were able to spend some time training here with us in the news and television department. And we are happy to say that they were outstanding. The Fresh Start program is designed to prepare young people to enter the job market. Before being placed at establishments throughout the island, the interns must first undergo training. Interns here at ZNS, Xavier Wilshcombe and Malik Solomon, say the program has been a positive experience.
When the Fresh Start came up, I was like, this has to be it. And I dropped everything that I was doing just to take part of this program, and I don't have any regrets in doing it, because what it has done for me is, like I said, the tech summits and the seminars that I was able to attend, it really enhanced my knowledge on certain aspects that I wanted to study on, and different fields and opportunities that I could receive.
Because of the Fresh Start program, I got exposed to a lot of things I normally wouldn't be exposed to, like a bunch of seminars about entrepreneurship, personal branding, and stuff like that.
During their time at ZNS, the young men would accompany a reporter and cameraman on their various assignments. They learned to shoot cameras and even practice their editing skills. Wilshcombe says that his time at ZNS has been a great one, automatically feeling right at home with the team.
It's been great. I cannot complain about anything. As far as shooting the camera and learning how to adjust certain settings in the camera to get the perfect shot, or even editing a story and listening to the news reporters record their sound bites, it's like a totally different person sometimes when you hear their outside voice, and then when they go in, they talk and they sound, you know, so much more professional.
Solomon says that his time at the corporation gave him a much greater appreciation for what it takes to put together the nightly newscast.
It has helped me become more thorough, because watching the reporters and the cameramen work, they're extremely thorough in what they do. They try to make sure the audio is good. They always got to make sure that they have it switched to the right settings, and you know, it's a really involved process. I've learned a lot of things about like the different camera settings and shooting a camera and editing as well.
Both young men enjoyed their time at the corporation so much that they continued to work even beyond the close of the Fresh Start program. It is called a Girls' Night Out. The Woman to Woman organization will be hosting the event tomorrow evening for all women on Grand Bahama. Founder Krishna Bo says they hope to empower women, as a number of issues that women don't usually speak about will be discussed.
There's a multitude of emotional issues that we as women go through, but you know us women, we are so great at pretending, and we know how to make it look good on the outside, but inside we find that so many women are having a lot of emotional difficulties, be it because of crises in your lives, tragedies, or just overwhelmed by all the daily pressures of life. And tomorrow night, we are going to be bringing this out in the open. We're going to be discussing these mental challenges that we face, because we all face them.
Girls' Night Out will be held at the Grand Lucayan Resort at 7 p.m. For more information, contact Krishna Bo on Facebook.
Two dynamic guest speakers. One is yours truly, and the other person is going to be Shay Thompson King out of Nassau. And Mrs. King is a certified wellness coach and a nutrition coach. She is pursuing her final degrees in psychology. She is a very experienced counselor over there in Nassau. And she's going to really be bringing with her a lot of information and expertise, and giving us practical solutions as to how we can get through these emotional crises, how we can get through when we're going through.
And now it is time to Ask the Doctor.
Welcome to Ask the Doctor. Elaine from Freeport asked, what are the early signs of autism in children? Thanks for your question, Elaine. Before I answer your specific question regarding signs and symptoms of autism, I think it's important to first discuss what autism is. Autism spectrum disorder covers a variety of symptoms, skills, and levels of impairment. Essentially, it is a serious neurodevelopmental disorder that impairs a child's ability to communicate and interact with others. It also includes restricted repetitive behaviors, interests, and activities. These issues cause significant impairment in social, occupational, and other areas of functioning. Some children show signs early in infancy. However, others may develop normally for the first few months or years of life, but then suddenly become withdrawn, aggressive, or lose language skills they've already acquired. Each child with autism is likely to have a unique pattern of behavior and level of severity, which can range from low to high functioning. So if you notice such changes in your child, please have them evaluated by a doctor. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't go away, Ricardo Lightborn is up next with a check on sports.
Silver Star Evangelistic Ministry presents its 2018 Women Empowered by the Holy Spirit Conference, March 15th and 16th at 7 p.m. nightly, and a prayer breakfast at 8 a.m. on Saturday, March 17th. Plan to attend.
Agape House, a Call to Holiness Ministries, invites you to Gathering of the Saints 2018, March 19th to 25th. Don't miss this time of Holy Ghost preaching, teaching, and workshops with guest speakers Pastor Oriel Lucinor of Agape House Haiti, Pastors Michael and Jessica Welsh of Agape House Canada, Evangelist Shirley Burrows of Governor's Harbor, Eleuthera, Pastor Harold Grant of Corporate Impact Ministries, Aruba and Santo Domingo, along with other anointed speakers, and of course our host pastors, Apostles Anthony and Anne Grant. Prepare to receive and experience God's amazing glory. That's Gathering of the Saints 2018, March 19th to 25th, 7 p.m. nightly. Day sessions are Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. and our closeout celebration Sunday, March 25th at 9 a.m. All at the Agape House Glory Dome, number 23 and 24, Pioneers Loop. For more information, call 242-352-4273 or log on to www.agapehousefreeport.com.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Steppin' Out. Satisfy your style habits with shoes for every occasion. Steppin' Out, when you want to put your best foot forward.
Pizza Hut Lovers Pizzas give you more of what you love. Meat lovers get more meat. Cheese lovers get more cheese. Veggie lovers get more veggies. Pepperoni lovers get more pepperoni. When you purchase a large Lovers Pizza, you get any small one-topping pizza for just $2. Pizza Hut will donate that $2 to the Grand Bahama Children's Home. Get your large Lovers Pizza, spend an additional $2, and get any small one-topping pizza for just $2. For the love of children at Pizza Hut Freeport.
More on Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979.
The CARIFTA Games Bahamas 2018 featuring athletes in 26 countries across the region. Friday, March 30th to Monday, April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. It's track and field at its best as our competitors run faster, throw further, and jump higher. The competition will be fierce as the Bahamas attempts to recapture the crown from arch rival Jamaica and keep Trinidad and Barbados and the rest of the Caribbean off their heels. Experience the energy of Junkanoo. Get your flags out, bring your whistles, goatskin, drums, and cowbells. Lick 'em with the rhythm. It's going to be sizzling hot, off and on the track. The CARIFTA Games, March 30th to April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. You just have to be there.
Welcome to Sports, everybody. I'm Ricardo Lightborn. Tonight, this one goes to Miss Carolyn Hannah. She's over there at Pro Cathedral of Christ the King. Also, Patrice and Patricia Wilson, the twins, are celebrating. Godfrey Edgecombe, and yes, even Kathy Grant rocks her shots down there tonight. Way to go, guys. The CARIFTA Track and Field Trials is this weekend, folks, in New Providence. The next generation of CARIFTA athletes are now ready to rumble. The students of Freeport Gospel Chapel School, they were in the mix. The Freeport Gospel Chapel School held their annual sports day at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. Randy, Hartley, and Rocky House in heated competition. Okay, let's get ready to go. We're off. And just forget the lanes on the track. Just run, girls, and just run. The students of Freeport Gospel Chapel just marvel at the opportunity to participate in the annual sports day. The boys on the track. Let's put this in perspective. Who will wash those white socks after the 100 meters competition? Mommy better get the bleach. A day out of school at the track, and these kids are loving it. The teachers keeping the troops in order on sports day. Now this young lady showing her true colors and also team support. Back to the track, the girls showing that they are the future of the sport, and it looks bright. I just love the fact that this young lady is making sure that the prickles are not on her socks. The students of Freeport Gospel Chapel School are carefree folks, and they are fun to watch run. Rocky House placed third this year, and second was Hartley House, and your champion, that's Randy House. Watch out, Freeport Gospel School is going to be tough in the primary school track and field meet. And let me tell you, Junko J.J. Jones and Shanghai XR on court in the China Women's Basketball League Championship. They lost to Beijing 85-63. She scored 35 points, though, and some 18 boards in that game. And Buddy Hield with 24.6 rebounds, 2 steals. The Sacramento Kings 123-119 in overtime over the Miami Heat. And assistant mayor Patricia Russell Panthers, they are your Obi Wolscombe Derek Nesbitt Junior Girls champs. They defeated Igmar Rock 21-10, and they won the series. And Kendi Outen also named the MVP. She had 10 points, and congrats goes to her. Under 17 boys play, Jack Hayward over Tabernacle 22-17 in game 1. And also from the Grand Bahama Basketball Association, Coca-Cola Reach Out Saints. Well, they put it to Pelican Bay 73-70. They swept the series. Also, Jermaine Ferguson had 19 points in this one, and Mateo King had 22. The Sire Stars are still alive in the Division 1 series with the BDC Ringers. 86-83 was the score in that one. Clemente Martin, Baby D, had a good game, 26 points. Urban Lewis had some 16. And the Ringers, Jay Philippe with 26 points. Marco with 10. And also playing some softball here in Grand Bahama, the Nico Grandita Dorcany Primary School League. Sunline Boys of Bishop Michael Ellen 8-1. Freeport Gospel, Del Walter Parker 8-1. Tabernacle 10. Holmes Rock 4. And Lewis Shot got by Hugh Campbell. Get the score in this one, 10-5. And don't forget also the NCAA basketball tournament is going on. I've been watching it all day. I've been watching it all night, so it's all great. Who goes to the Final Four? I have no idea, but the bottom line is I like Gonzaga. They playing tough out west. Let's look at your sports tonight.
See your new colors like never before on the Voice of Color touchscreen digital display. Get your free custom consultation at Paint Fair 352-9788.
Excuse me, Mr. Arnold. I overheard you talking to Bree about BIBT, but I didn't hear you tell her about the new bachelor's degree program. Check it out, man. I already signed up.
New bachelor's degree program. Accounting, business administration, human resource management, convenient evening classes, affordable tuition, accelerated completion time, and they approved by NACOP? Boy, she ain't gonna never have to leave this island. I can call her right now. Homeboy, do me a favor, eh? Stop overhearing my conversations.
Bahamas Institute of Business and Technology. Phone us today. Freeport Campus 351-2673 or Nassau Campus 325-2016. BIBT. Pursuing knowledge, applying wisdom.
It's Tico T and El Pinko's birthday bash featuring Young Jeezy. Saturday, March 31st, Gombe Park. Tickets sold at all Fluid Factory locations.
Influenza or the flu can be serious, causing hospitalization and sometimes death. One of the best ways to prevent acquiring the flu is to get your annual flu shot. Flu shots are available free of charge at all community clinics. The following high-risk persons are encouraged to get their annual flu shots: children 6 months and older, pregnant women, adults over the age of 50, persons with asthma, diabetes, hypertension, or a weakened immune system resulting from cancer and/or HIV, persons in nursing homes, and healthcare providers. Additional information regarding the flu shot can be provided by your nearest community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
Grand Bahama, get ready. It's the best of the best in high school basketball. The 2018 Bahamas National High School Basketball Championships presented by the IL Cares Foundation from Freeport, Grand Bahama. Opening ceremony March 22nd, and on March 26th, the two final teams will battle for the championship. The question is, who will take home this year's title?
Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up.
Live opening ceremony and championship game coverage of the 2018 Bahamas National High School Basketball Championships, presented by the ILKS Foundation on the ZNS Television Network.
I don't believe this is just a freebie, okay?
I don't understand.
You better bring them young Jay-Z tickets in here, all right? Because if not, we ain't gonna let people know you celebrating the birthday. I'm letting you know right now.
There you go.
Let Friday pass.
That's going to do us here in the north.
I'm Ricardo Light Boy.
I'm Megan Shepherd. Drama Tonight continues.
Bye.
Report, the nation's leader calling on the church to do more to fight the war on crime. A ruling handed down in the murder case of Queens College primary school teacher Joyelle McIntosh. And the General Post Office may soon be no more. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts right now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
The Bahamas and the European Union holding positive discussions after being placed on a list of non-cooperative jurisdictions. Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis. Topping the news this evening, the Bahamian delegation addressed concerns with EU officials regarding the Bahamas being blacklisted this week. The Bahamas, along with St. Kitts and Nevis and the U.S. Virgin Islands, were added to that list. Now, the Bahamas has already addressed two of the EU's three concerns. It was given a deadline of December 2018 to develop an action plan, and the EU required a firm commitment from the government as to how it will be implemented. Government did that, and legislation is also being drafted to give effect to the implementation of the base erosion and profit-sharing minimum standards to address gaps in the regulatory regime. The Bahamian delegation, led by Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Peter Turnquest, and Financial Services Minister, the Honorable Brent Simonet, are expected back here in the capital sometime today. Meanwhile, Minister with responsibility for aviation, the Honorable Dionisio D'Aguilar, says the airline continues to absorb costs associated with covering unprofitable routes and employee retention. He told Parliament during his contribution to the budget debate yesterday that the cost of servicing the islands stands at approximately $3 million. And despite that, it's remained an affordable service.
Bahamasair would wish to increase domestic fares to cover ever-increasing costs. But given the challenging economic circumstances, the government has asked the airline to maintain current airfares on domestic routes. That's a cost. A $20 fare increase across the board on domestic fares would provide an additional $3.5 million to Bahamasair, which would improve the bottom line and decrease the subvention. So the government is asking it, keep the prices down. There's a cost associated with that. The government is expected to cover that. Bahamasair currently employs over 650 persons. It is unquestioned that the airline is overstaffed. But again, the government has instructed that there be no major downsizing at Bahamasair. Instead, the company has had to utilize attrition that has resulted in a reduction of payroll costs by approximately $1.3 million in the current year.
Mr. D'Aguilar also detailed new flights which will help boost Family Island arrivals.
Bahamasair, beginning in April 2018, will start a 4-day weekly service to the island of Bimini in support of tourism movement for World Resorts Bimini, other hotels, and Bahamians traveling to the U.S. Rotations will be between Miami and Bimini. Bahamasair will also commence once weekly service for Club Med between Miami and San Salvador, starting October 2018, using its Boeing 737 service. So what will happen is the foreign visitors will fly from Paris, I believe it is, into San Salvador. There'll be a Bahamasair flight waiting for them to connect them up to Nassau if they want to explore other islands in the Bahamas or want to go onward into the United States. Before, they would fly into San Salvador, and the connections did not line up. We're now intending to line that up, so when they land there, they can either stay in San Salvador or go onward to Nassau and to other destinations in the Bahamas.
The General Post Office on East Hill Street may soon be no more. At least that's the long-term plan, as suggested by the Minister of Transport, the Honorable Frankie Campbell, during his contribution to the mid-year budget debate. Staff in recent times have expressed concern over the state of the building and the threat of mold. Minister Campbell spoke to his ministry's efforts to address concerns, citing a repair to the air conditioning, but that's not the only course of action.
That efforts are underway to have the General Post Office relocated from its current location to another site. And the decision has been made by this government to implode the building at East Hill Street. The Post Office's budget allocation for 2017-2018 budgetary period was $7.39 million. And the expenditure to date has been $3.9 million. It is anticipated that there will be no difficulty in the Post Office meeting its financial commitments up to June 30th.
Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Michael Pintard, also making his contribution to the debate. He focused on Junkanoo and why the government is no longer funding Carnival.
We will move to establish a Junkanoo commission. So much the same way you have a sports authority or a bridge authority, these commissions that have autonomy and a tremendous amount of independence in order to manage not just parades, but to manage the overall development of Junkanoo. It is our view that entrepreneurs have a right to pursue economic interests in Carnival. We do not fault them for that, nor do we seek to put stumbling blocks in their way, but we reserve the right to say we are unable to commit 30 million plus in the appropriation of somebody else's culture. And so, Mr. Speaker, we will say more on this during the budget debate, when we hope we would have in hand the audit report.
The nation's chief also applauding the church for its work into social development. While addressing the Church of God of Prophecy's conclave last evening, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis says family ministries go a long way in feeding the spiritual growth of this country. But he says while the church is playing a role, more can be done to address the country's social ills.
I see every day the many problems which confront us. We must reduce hunger and poor nutrition. We have much work to do to prevent and address diseases like diabetes and hypertension, which cause so many other health problems. More of our people need jobs and opportunity and access to affordable housing. As a country, we must do a better job of understanding and addressing a range of mental health problems. We must continue to address crime and violence. But while we acknowledge and address these and other challenges, let us also remember the good in our land and the many people who serve our country in so many ways.
In a passionate address, Church of God of Prophecy National Overseer Bishop Franklin Ferguson urged the government to handle the immigration issues sensitively. He also warned that Carnival is an invasive event that degrades the standards of Bahamian women.
The very health and well-being of the people who live in and near many of these shanty towns is severely threatened by unsanitary conditions and dangerous and illegal electrical connections. Our only request is that we are humane in dealing with those who are the least among us, but speak the truth in love and do what is right and necessary in love, but do it. One of the worst invasive species of culture to reach our shores is something called carnival. It is an invasive species. It is degrading the Bahamian culture. And most of all, it is degrading Bahamian women and femininity. guilty. This is one of the worst abuse that could ever be made of womanhood.
And still to come, find out why authorities are searching for these men. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the new Shell and Leaded, designed for extra miles.
Every dream needs a gentle push. Every tomorrow needs a warm embrace. Every ambition needs hope to take flight and the faith to pursue a unique goal. At Commonwealth Bank, we make it happen for you. Today, tomorrow, and into the future. Commonwealth Bank. Everything we do it for you.
Every day you wake up with the world in the palm of your hand. Making connections and creating memories and sharing them with the people you care about. Every day, the world is at your fingertips, and you can experience every blockbuster movie in stunning HD and top 100 Billboard music hit with the touch of a button. Every day, your family and friends are important to you, and staying in touch no matter where you are in the Bahamas or the world is your #1 priority. And that's why, every day for over 100 years, BTC has been there to ensure that every Bahamian has the best connection to the world. We cover every island, rock, and key, regardless of the cost. This is BTC Country.
With KFC's Family Deal, everything is under control.
Dad genius.
Enjoy our family deal with 8 pieces of freshly prepared chicken, large family fries, and 4 biscuits. All for just $20 including VAT. KFC Nassau, it's finger-licking good.
Life happens, and when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today, or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
Home is more than where the heart is. Home is where the children feel safe. A place where family comes first. Come home today with a BOB residential mortgage. Enjoy attractive rates with up to 25 years to repay. Or use the equity in your home to fund home improvements or other worthwhile needs. Isn't it time you came home to a place of your own? Talk with us today. BOB, your bank of solutions.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more. RBC Royal Bank. It's all about you.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Carib Wave 2018, a tsunami exercise taking place in the country today as authorities ensure that all systems are in place in the event a tsunami threatens. In today's exercise, NEMA tested all communication systems throughout the country and that of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, communications inclusive of family islands where landlines, cell phones, emails, and fax machines were tested. Tsunamis are a series of enormous waves created by an underwater disturbance disturbance such as an earthquake, landslide, volcanic eruption, or meteorite. In 2011, an earthquake and a tsunami devastated Japan, killing more than 18,000 people. The tsunami simulation exercise is conducted annually in the Caribbean, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands, now under the direction of UNESCO and the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center in Hawaii. In other news, a ruling handed down today for one of the 3 men convicted in the death of Queens College primary school teacher Joyelle McIntosh. Fern Carey has the details.
Supreme Court Judge Bernard Turner has ruled that he will not accept the attempted murder conviction of Armando Sargent. 23-year-old Sargent was one of 3 men convicted in the death of Queens College primary school teacher Joyelle McIntosh. Sargent was found guilty of attempted murder, manslaughter, conspiracy to commit armed robbery, and attempted armed robbery. However, his attorney disputed his attempted murder conviction, saying it was inconsistent with the evidence and should not be accepted by the court. During Thursday's proceedings, Justice Bernard Turner agreed. However, he indicated that Sargent's convictions for manslaughter, conspiracy to commit armed robbery, and attempted robbery will remain. Sargent, along with a 19-year-old male who was tried as a juvenile because he was underage at the time of the offense, and 27-year-old Johnny Mackey, are expected to be sentenced on March 22nd. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty for Mackey. Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Fern. Still from the courts, a 42-year-old man convicted of killing his wife appeared in the Court of Appeal today, hoping to have his conviction and sentence overturned. Prosecutors say Vilcourt Vincent and his wife Latovia DeVoe Vincent had an altercation at their home in Georgetown, Exuma in 2015, which resulted in his wife sustaining injuries to the neck. She was found dead at the couple's home. Vincent was charged with murder. However, jurors found him guilty of manslaughter instead. 184 Haitian migrants were apprehended today deported today after being found off Great Inagua earlier this week. The illegal immigrants appeared before Magistrate Joy Ferguson Pratt and pleaded guilty to illegally entering this country. The court proceedings took place on the island of Inagua. Police need your help tonight in locating 2 wanted men. Take a look at their pictures on the screen. Authorities are trying to identify these men seen in a surveillance video and photos that are circulating on social media. According to the police, these men are wanted for questioning in connection with a recent break-in of a trailer at Windsor School off Frank Watson Highway in western New Providence. Now, if you can help police find these suspects, you're asked to call 911-919 or your nearest police station. Police making a drug seizure from a home on Venice Bay Drive off Bacardi Road this morning after 6 o'clock. Reports are that officers went to the home where they saw a male throwing a blue bag over a fence. Officers retrieved the bag, conducted a search of it, and recovered 20 packages of marijuana with an estimated street value of $20,000. Police took the male into custody along with a female who was at home at the time. A small group of protesters assembled in Parliament Square today, lobbying for more opportunities for Bahamians. Activist Omar Archer led the group, calling for economic freedom, government accountability, and access to natural resources.
We have oil, we have aragonite, we have sun, we have sand, we have sea, we have liquefied natural gas, we have methane, and we have the largest flat sea in the world for bone fishing and whatever have you. And the list of resources goes on and on. In Norway, they give their citizens 60% of revenues that are generated from their natural resources. And the same thing is done in Qatar, the same thing is done in Saudi Arabia. And the 7 countries that make up the United Arab Emirates combined do not have as much natural resources as we do here in the Bahamas.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain. Today is observed as World Consumer Rights Day under the theme Making Digital Marketplaces Fairer, picks up where last year's theme Building a Digital World Consumers Can Trust left off. World Consumer Rights Day is an opportunity to promote the basic rights of all consumers, demanding that those rights are respected and protected, and for highlighting the market abuses and social injustices which undermine them. The Consumer Protection Commission is pleased to be playing an integral role in local activities this year. The activities revolve around this year's theme as determined by Consumers International, the Global Federation of Consumer Organizations. In other business news, for some companies in times of disaster, becoming operational in the shortest possible time may be of concern. While more than 20 Colonial Group International employees banded together for nearly 6 hours to convert 11 boxes into a 2,600 square foot temporary portable post-disaster business continuity office facility. The exposition is aimed at displaying CGI's commitment to being ready, available, and in full support of its clients in any and all worst-case scenarios. The facility allows the insurance provider to open its doors to customers within 36 hours of a natural disaster, with up to 30 agents ready to accept claims, process checks, and provide access to funds in a setting designed to be comfortable for agents and CGI customers dealing with challenging times. And in international business news, one of the world's largest radio companies, iHeartMedia, is seeking bankruptcy protection. It's a part of the agreement with its lenders to reduce debt it took on to become a privately held company. The company said today that it will operate its business as usual while it restructures its finances under Chapter 11 protection to reduce debt by more than $10 billion. iHeart was formerly known as Clear Channel Communications. The San Antonio-based company operates 858 broadcast radio stations in more than 150 markets around the United States. It also runs big live events such as the iHeart Radio Music Awards. Well, that was your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain.
Tourism today, Bahamas tourism today.
Domestic tourism got a much-needed boost this past weekend with the 14th annual Bahamian Music and Heritage Festival that was held in Georgetown, Exuma this past weekend. The three-day event had a positive impact on the island.
Events such as this create awareness for the island of Exuma, and we hope that it so binds the visitors' experience that they return to their homes and tell friends and families about this event, and so as it could be a calendar event on their travel schedule.
And as always, the event was a hit with visitors. The festival showcased the best of the island, including food, music, and culture. During the day, Regatta Park transformed into a Bahamian cultural playground with games, artifacts, demonstrations, dance lessons, and cooking lessons. At night, the park came alive with electrifying Bahamian talent.
We love the music festival. We've been coming to the music festival every year. We actually came up from Ragged Island on our boat just so we could be here for the music festival.
The second time in Georgetown, first time at the festival, and we've been wanting to come to this festival for a lot of years, and this is the first time it's worked out. It's really good. My thoughts are good. You're doing a good job. It's got a good vibe, it's got great people, and I think it proved to be a really good time.
And here's the good news. Those visitors enjoyed other islands before heading to Exuma. Parliamentary Secretary Travis Robinson says that's the goal of events like the Music and Heritage Festival.
It gives individuals and guests alike an opportunity to travel to the Bahamas, to Exuma, to make sure that we spread out the guest visitation to the family islands. So this is a very important initiative.
Read more on the Bahamian Music and Heritage Festival on tourismtoday.com.
At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
Looking to upgrade your refrigerator stove or purchase an affordable home generator? We've got the perfect solution for you. Thomas Welding and Fire is the best choice for the lowest prices in town. We carry top-of-the-line outdoor barbecue grills, air conditioners, refrigerators, stoves, generators, industrial hardware, and garden supplies with a wide assortment of tools and accessories. Open Monday through Saturday. Telephone 394-0004. BWF, we're more than just our name.
Bigger is better. Get more for your money with Robin Hood Flour. Next time you're at the food store, compare. At 5.5 pounds, Robin Hood Flour gives you more for your money. Bigger is better. Robin Hood Flour. Find it at your favorite food store.
Financial dreams only become a reality when we make the commitment to ourselves and our financial future. Let Leno help you bridge your dream into a reality. Leno Corporate Services offer individual retirement plans, pension administration, investment management, brokerage and trading, accounting, payroll, and corporate services.
Leno, bridging possibilities. Contact us at 396-3225.
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan, based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan. And the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
Well, as an Alive customer, I've really come to enjoy the national roaming that Alive provides. It makes sure that I'm in touch with the people I need to be in touch with at all times, almost no matter where I am in the Bahamas. Recently, while traveling on Eleuthera, I had the opportunity to use my Alive phone. Service was great, impeccable. The place where I was at didn't have internet access, so I was able to use my Alive phone for that to make sure I stayed in touch with email, even watching a movie on the phone. I also like that Alive has become such a great corporate citizen. After the hurricane, Alive was very generous with persons from the Southern Islands who were impacted. And at a time when it was really difficult for them, came through with phones for them that they can stay in touch with their loved ones. Phones that when they go back home, they can continue to be in touch with their loved ones because Alive has their islands covered.
As we heard earlier, today is World Consumer Rights Day, and it's all about raising global awareness about consumer needs. Crystal Darling has more.
Making digital marketplaces fairer is the theme of this year's annual World Consumer Rights Day. In observance of the occasion, a ceremony was held at the Marathon Mall to heighten awareness of consumer rights. Addressing the opening ceremony was National Security Minister the Honorable Marvin Dames, who talked about cyber laws and the consumer.
In 2018, both online and mobile digital financial transactions were covered by this right. In addition to the United Nations Consumer Protection Guidelines, the UNCTAD, the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, has developed Global Cyber Law Tracker, the first ever global mapping of cyber laws. It tracks the state of e-commerce legislation in the field of e-transactions, consumer protection, data protection or privacy, and cyber adoption in the 194 UNCTAD member states, of which the Bahamas is a member.
Chairman of the Consumer Protection Commission, Philip Benaby, says digital markets have taken off, leaving many traditional forms of consumption behind.
The digital environment is advancing tremendously. We have perhaps in the last statistics that use of digital platform is probably around $2.3 trillion. and that is expected to go to around $4 or $5 trillion by 2020. And so it's essential, I think, that the Bahamas and around the world people pay attention to this in terms of utilizing digital platforms, and that's the wave of the future.
Also attending the ceremony and expo were students from the Temple Christian High School who noted the importance of the event.
The consumer rights, we learn about various countries, but this one actually makes me more knowledgeable about what's going on in our country, so I know about the Bahamas in general instead of foreign countries. So it really helps me a lot.
The Ministry of Labor looks forward to ensuring that digital markets are fairer for public consumption. I'm Crystal Darling, ZNS Network News.
A new piece of Bahamian history is on display at the Harry Seymour Library at the University of the Bahamas. Librarian Dr. Bertha May Walker says the Peter Mowell exhibition is important to the nation's history because it features the last slave ship in the Bahamas.
It tells the story of a shipwreck in 1860 of an American schooner heading from the Congo River to Havana, Cuba, with 400 African slaves on board to be sold. The ship was wrecked off Lynyard Key in the Ivory Coast. Of the 400 passengers, 390 survived. And it tells the story of their survival. Who rescued them, who they were, the age, the sex, all of this, in addition to who were the persons who rescued them. And then it ends, where are they now? What impact have they had on today's communities?
The exhibition opened on Thursday, and it's a collaborative effort between the University of the Bahamas and the Antiquities, Monuments and Corporation Museum. The mobile exhibit was at the Pompeii, and it will be moved to other locations throughout New Providence pretty soon. Persons interested in this new history are invited to visit the exhibit.
It was discovered, I'm told, by Professor Corey Malcolm out of Key West, Florida. And we have invited him as a guest speaker because it's a part of the exhibition. It's going to be up for a while, at least a month. And we don't just want to have people come and look. We want them to talk to the actual man who found this location, this wreck, and hear his story. And he has done lots. He's still doing a lot of research. He's doing a lot of presentations and lectures. He will be doing one for us on the 26th, so he'll be coming here. So the history student, the history major, they can actually ask him these questions. It's ongoing, it's fairly new, and we're all excited about it.
And don't go anywhere. Sports and Family Island weather are up next. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
Coca-Cola Bahamas has always been a strong community partner for us. They've supported and helped us to
reach hundreds of young men through Sprite basketball,
create a fun and interactive United FC,
go a little bit further for our animal friends,
feed thousands of Bahamians every year,
preserve our natural habitat,
and celebrate Bahamian culture and Junkanoo on Bay Street.
The Caribbean Bottling Team is committed to the communities that we serve around the entire Bahamas.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more. RBC Royal Bank. It's all about you.
The performance speaks for itself. Pennzoil Synthetics, made from natural gas. Make the switch.
In today's world, things are constantly changing. So the one thing you can depend on to stay the same is quality, savings, and value. At Solomon's, you'll get real savings with unbeatable prices on everything your family needs. Solomon's, real quality, real savings, real value.
Introducing the Subway Simple 6 menu. 6 of our best 6-inch subs, now and made just for you meals for just $7.50 every day. Take your pick from our best subs, like the Italian BMT, tender turkey breast, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, and more. Pile them high with all of your favorite veggies, made just the way you say, with a 21-ounce drink and a bag of chips. The new Simple 6 menu is value made simple every day. Yeah, you so got it made. Subway, eat fresh.
Easter's almost here, so get your hot cross buns in gear for the Robin Hood Easter Egg Hunt. Buy Robin Hood flour and take your receipt to Pritchard's on Robinson Road. 10 winners will be invited to the Robin Hood Easter Egg Hunt. You can win up to $3,000. Want to be an instant winner? Take a selfie with Robin Hood flour. Email it to robinhoodpromo@gmail.com and check Acer H Pritchard's Facebook page to see if you're a winner. Enter today.
No time for lunch? With a bottle of Ensure, you get 9 grams of protein, 26 vitamins and minerals, and the calcium that your body needs. For the hectic moments of your life, drink Ensure.
And it's time now for a check on temperatures around our family islands. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us live in studio with the latest. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, LaDawn. In our second look at weather, we take a look at temperatures around the family islands, and they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 68 degrees in Freeport, also Greentoe, Key and Abaco. Marsh Harbor at 67 degrees. In the Berry Islands, 69 degrees, 69 also in Alistown, Bimini, here in the capital. 70 degrees, Harbor Island, 69. Roxanne, Eleuthera, 70 degrees. Stanley Key, 71, 71 also in Kemp Space, St. Andrews, Fresh Creek in Central Andrews as well. San Salvador, Rum Key, Otterstown, Cat Island, 70 degrees. Georgetown, Exuma at 73. In Clarenstown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Meguana, Acklands, and Ragged Island, all at 84 degrees. Matthewtown, Inagua, 76 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Island at 74 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center. In the northwest and central islands, light and variable winds. We're going to have flat seas around 1 to 3 feet over the ocean. Low tide will take place at 46 minutes past midnight. And then as we go into the southeast Bahamas tonight, the winds up just a bit out of the northeast at 12 to 18 knots. Wave heights, that should be 3 to 5 feet over the ocean with just a moderate chop. And as of tomorrow in the northwest and central islands, the winds picking up. Northeast at 10 to 15 knots. Wave heights also building 2 to 4 feet. High tide 6:58 in the morning. The low tide will occur at 1:17 in the afternoon. For the southeastern islands tomorrow, which is Friday, winds northeast at 15 to 20 knots. Caution flags are in place for you boaters. Those wave heights, they're going to be around 4 to 6 feet over the ocean. And as we go into Saturday, northwest and central parts of our country, winds rotating clockwise, becoming southeast at 10 to 15 knots. Wave heights remaining at 2 to 4 feet. High tide, 7:36 in the morning. The low tide will take place at 1:53 in the afternoon. And for the southeastern islands on Saturday, caution flags remain. Northeasterly flow at 15 to 20 knots. Wave heights continuing at 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It is time now for your travel forecast. And your travel forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
For a long, long time, I can't believe it's true.
And that's going to do it for your travel forecast brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast coming up in about 20 minutes.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Cholesterol is a waxy substance your body uses to protect nerves, make cell tissues, and produce certain hormones. Your liver makes all the cholesterol your body needs. Your body also gets cholesterol directly from the food you eat, such as eggs, meats, and dairy products. Too much cholesterol can have negative impacts on your health. Low-density lipoprotein, or LDL, is often called bad cholesterol. It delivers cholesterol to the body. High-density lipoprotein, or HDL, is often called good cholesterol. It removes cholesterol from the bloodstream. If your total cholesterol level is high because of a high LDL, you may be at a higher risk of heart disease or stroke. But if your total cholesterol is high only because of a high HDL level, you're probably not at a higher risk. Triglycerides are another type of fat in your blood. When you eat more calories than your body can use, it turns the extra calories into triglycerides. Your cholesterol level should be as follows. Total cholesterol level less than 200 is best. 200 to 239 is borderline high. 240 or more means you are at a high risk of heart disease. LDL cholesterol levels below 100 is ideal for people who are at higher risk of heart disease. 100 to 129 is near optimal. 130 to 159 is borderline high, and 160 or more means you're at a higher risk of heart disease. HDL cholesterol levels less than 40 means you're at a higher risk of heart disease. 60 or higher greatly reduces your risk of heart disease. Triglycerides less than 150 is best. If you suspect or have been diagnosed with high cholesterol levels, talk to your doctor right away about how to lower your levels and stay healthy. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
Spring cleaning can seem impossible, but with these products, it's a no-brainer. Buy Swiffer, Mr. Clean, Gain Dish, or Febreze and enter for a chance to win great prizes, like up to $3,500 cash.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
BTC is giving the gift of rollover data, plus free unlimited WhatsApp calls, texts, pictures, and videos. Choose from our 1-day plan for $349, 7-day plan for $999, or our 15-day plan for only $29.99. We've even thrown in unlimited BTC to BTC calls and texts. Dial *203# to activate your plan today. Share every moment with BTC. Terms and conditions apply.
No time for lunch? With a bottle of Ensure, you get 9 grams of protein, 26 vitamins and minerals, and the calcium that your body needs. For the hectic moments of your life, drink Ensure.
BCSD, the Bahamas Central Securities Depository, is working to get dividends to shareholders faster than ever. If you've got shares, don't wait weeks for a check in the mail. Give BCSD your bank account information and start getting direct dividends deposited straight to your account. All BCSD needs is your bank's name, branch, and account number. Call BCSD at 322-5522 or visit bcsd.bs today.
Cellular and Electronics is your one-stop shop for all your electronic needs. From the latest in cell phones and accessories like the iPhone 6s Plus to the Samsung S6 Edge, the latest in game consoles, games, and accessories. We also carry the best hoverboards, stereo sound systems, and much more. We also have certified technicians to fix all your electronic needs. Located in the Coconut Grove Plaza and the Mall at Marathon. What are you waiting for? Come on down to CTI Cellular and Electronics today.
If you're searching for savings, then the hunt is over. Save money this and every week at Super Value and quality supermarkets. Libby's corn or sliced beets 15-ounce can, 99 cents. Watley Bologna 12-ounce pack, 2 for $3. Chicken drumsticks, 99 cents per pound. Members Mark Ocean Spray 100% cranberry juice, 2-pack, 96-ounce size, $9.99. Fresh celery stalks, 2 for $3. Rosoni ready-cut macaroni 14.1-ounce box, 99 cents. If it's value you want, then you really want Super Value and quality supermarkets.
We'll be with you through new beginnings and sunset endings, through toil and many tears, through the joys and many fears. For all of life's ever-changing moments, trust J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers for all of your insurance needs. J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Performance speaks for itself. Pennzoil Synthetics, made from natural gas. Make the switch.
Where can you find amazing selections of tiles from around the world? Exquisite medallions, pool mosaics, all colorful, bright and bold. They got granite countertop for the kitchen, elegant vanities, inks for the bathroom, tile care and ruby too. Everything you need and more. The Tile King. The Tile King, located 69 Wolf Road. For more information, call 326-TILE or 326-5464.
The Bees. ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Team Bahamas has been named for the Commonwealth Games in Australia. 31 athletes in all. Making up athletics will be Tania Gaither, Shawnee Miller-Weibo, Anthony Strohan, Bianca Stewart, Tamara Myers, Stephen Newbold, Donald Thomas, Jamal Wilson, Jeffrey Gibson, Latario Coley, Therese Smith, Ramon Miller, Michael Matthews, Stephen Gardner, Vialene Robinson, Katrina Seymour, Warren Fraser, Chavez Hart, and Alonzo Russell. 2 boxers in the mix, Carl Heel and Rashia Williams. Just 1 triathlete, that's Cameron Roach. Anthony Colebrook and Jay Major going for cycling. 2 wrestlers as well, Raji Maki along with Sean Wrinkle. Adrian Rollins is the lone member for table tennis. As for swimming, that quartet consists of Joanna Evans, Lily Higgs, Enan Fernander, and Isaac Bastian. Roy Colebrook is the chef de mission.
We feel very confident that we will have good showings at the Commonwealth Games, and our management team will do our endeavor best to ensure that athletes and officials, we do the very best to ensure that they are comfortable and they can compete to the best of their abilities. The team will be leaving at the end of this month, and quite naturally, me being in the position of chef de mission, have to leave first to ensure that everyone is secure when we get on the ground, and there's a smooth transition with everyone coming in.
Now, this year's Commonwealth Games will be uncharted territory for the Bahamas with 2 new sports, table tennis and triathlon.
It's our mandate to grow the Olympic sport, to grow the Olympic movement in the Bahamas. Traditionally, as we all know, we've been a confederation that consists basically of swimming, athletics, cycling, and boxing. And so now we've expanded the platform and giving our young athletes an opportunity to compete internationally.
The Bahamas Gymnastics Federation has lost one of its own. President Barbara Thompson passed away last night after a battle with cancer. President of the Bahamas Olympic Committee, Romel Fish-Knowles, says Thompson was a true pioneer for her sport here in the 242.
you wouldn't think that Barbara was fighting such an ailment. You know, she always wore a smile on her face. She was always jovial. She's always passionate and always willing to work and accomplish a task, whatever it was at hand, traveling the world representing gymnastics. And let me just say publicly that Barbara traveled out of her pocket. When the federation was short on funds, Barbara would whip out her checkbook and write a check for thousands of dollars at a time to ensure that gymnastics is represented globally. And at home as well. I mean, she ran a club for gymnastics, and there are untold stories of kids not being able to afford to pay their subscription, their monthly subscription, and Barbara absorbed those costs. Those persons are rare in sports nowadays. Nobody lie themselves on the line like Barbara did.
The B3As will hold trials tomorrow and Saturday ahead of CARIFTA Track and Field set for Easter weekend at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. The athletes we spoke to focused on the task at hand.
My expectations are to qualify and get a new personal record.
I haven't qualified, but I'd like to run 153.
In long jump, I am about 1 inch from qualifying for CARIFTA. And this weekend I'm hoping to qualify.
For long jump, I'm jumping 525 and the qualifying is 585. And high jump, I'm jumping 152 and the qualifying is 1.70. And it's not that far in comparison.
In the 4, I'm almost there for qualifying, and I'm also hoping the PB.
I just have to make sure that I do everything my coach tells me to do and apply everything.
As my coach said, I have to execute, I have to get out hard, and in long jump, I just have to focus on my landing more.
For those of you who plan to go out and support Team Bahamas at the CARIFTA Track and Field Championships, you're going to want to make sure to dress for the occasion.
We have the gold, we have the black, we have the aqua, and we have the white. Normally we always wear different colors for different days. We asking Bahamians to wear the black on that Friday. It's also symbolic because that day is Good Friday. We asking Bahamians to wear the white on Saturday, the aqua on Sunday, and the gold on Monday. And we asking Bahamians to come down. The t-shirts are available at the box office. Our hours are from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily. T-shirts are $15 and the golf shirts are $25.
This year's CARIFTA Water Polo Championships will take place in Jamaica, and the Bahamas has 3 teams in the mix in 3 age divisions.
We have a lot of young players and we have a wide variety of different players, because we have our left-handed player as well, and we have our holes and our wings, and everyone's all spread out very well.
I think Coach did a really good job of choosing the team this year. We all have a lot of chemistry. We've been playing for a really long time.
We've been practicing pretty hard. We know how to work together. I'd say we're great when it comes to teamwork.
We're working on our tactics, basically, you know, what to do in certain situations during the game. Basically, I wish we had just a bit more endurance. We've been working on that, but mostly it's going to be our tactics and experience that get us the win.
Coach has been working us extra hard for CARIFTA, preparing us to win the gold.
We lost a few of our players because they turned too old, but I think this new generation, we have a really good chance, and we're going to try our best. We're not going to let the fact that we don't have our older players with us, we're not going to let that distract us, and we're going to play the best of our abilities.
The crowd is going to be cheering for Jamaica all the way, but I don't think that'll disrupt us in our path to take the goal and repeat it again.
We have a lot of competition. Like last year, we had a lot of competition, but we came through with the goal.
Club Orca will host its pre-CARIFTA swimming invitational this weekend. It all goes down at Betty Kelly Kenning National Aquatic Center.
We hope to see all of the swimmers out, the younger ones, and hopefully some from the national team, just taking an opportunity to jump in the pool before they go off to CARIFTA in 2 weeks. For the most part, they probably won't swim their best events. They'll probably swim maybe 1 or 2 or 3 off events just to get in the water, get a feel, probably work on some starts, your dives. Coaches will probably have them doing a few things. But really, this meet is a little bit more for some of the younger kids that are really trying to make cuts for nationals.
Following elections over the weekend, Ted Miller is back in charge of the Bahamas Softball Federation. Family Island development is an item high on the agenda.
We got to work outside the box. We got to relax some rules. We got to, you know, make some incentive by getting them the equipment and stuff that they need. Send personnel, people who the youngsters would look up to say, oh, he was like a Richard Lionheart or Mary Edgecombe, people who names are synonymous with softball, and get them enthusiastic about getting into the game.
The Long Islanders Association's Captain's Change-Up fundraising regatta all set for this weekend in Montague Bay. It's definitely different from a traditional regatta.
A lot of the captains really look forward to getting as being a captain of the VDK. You know, the VDK has sailed. It's 2 years now that we had the regatta, and she has won 6 out of the 8 races. So she's only gotten beaten twice. And ironically, she got beaten twice by the same captain being behind the tiller. So this year, I'm sure a lot of the guys, we have some new captains in the mix. I think a lot of them are very excited to draw the VDK out of the box to see if they could get first in the VDK also.
And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Rugs, carpet tiles, ceramic tiles, floor mats, even vinyl flooring. Find them all at Wright's Carpet Masters located on Bernard Road. Let them cater to your home or your office needs, and you can choose from a variety of carpets, floor mats, cashmere, oriental rugs, and area rugs. And if you can't come to us, we will bring the business to you. Offering free estimates and deliveries to the Family Islands. Wright's Carpet Masters will get it right for you. Located on Bernard Road, telephone number 364-1260.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
Bigger is better. Get more for your money with Robin Hood Flour. Next time you're at the food store, compare. At 5.5 pounds, Robin Hood Flour gives you more for your money. Bigger is better. Robin Hood Flour. Find it at your favorite food store.
No time for lunch? With a bottle of Ensure, you get 9 grams of protein, 26 vitamins and minerals, and the calcium that your body needs. For the hectic moments of your life, drink Ensure.
Time now for weather.
And our final look at weather, that front boundary now to the south of the Bahamas, but we have some residual cloudiness over the southeast Bahamas, and that will hang around through tomorrow. Over the central islands, things will start to clear up tonight, so lots of sunshine in the central Bahamas tomorrow. In the northwestern Bahamas, we had a beautiful day with clear skies, and that will continue again tomorrow as well. The winds falling off light and variable over the northwestern islands, a little stiffer in the southeast, so caution flags will be up there for you boaters around 15 to 20 knots, winds blowing out of the northeast. The forecast for tonight calls for clear and chilly conditions here in the north. 63 degrees for your low temperature, and tomorrow another beautiful day with lots of sunshine. High temperature around 77 degrees. And your extended weather forecast over the next 7 days. Beautiful days with lots of sunshine during the daytime, clear nights, and that will continue right into Wednesday. But Wednesday night, another frontal system will move into the area, and that will bring some precipitation, perhaps late Wednesday night going into Thursday morning, and thereafter temperatures will start sliding down again. So the weekend is looking good. So if you plan on doing anything this weekend, well, this is a perfect weekend to go out and just simply enjoy the outdoors.
And I know, Basil, since it's Police Month, I want to say congratulations to the police officers in Grand Bahama who won the speech and debate competition last evening at Bahamasair. Any words on that? Johnny, you were supposed to have some special guests in studio?
The basketball teams were supposed to come. I guess something came up, but they had softball last weekend.
What happened with that softball game?
The headquarters actually won that one.
Is that right?
Yeah,
So are we going to go out and cheerlead for them on the weekend? I think they're having some games.
Well, I would not be on the weekend. I'm flying out on Saturday, so you and Johnny will have to take care of that.
Leaving us all alone.
Yeah.
And with that, we end the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. For all of us here at ZNS, I'm LaDawn Davis. Make it a great evening, everyone.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Hello, I'm Melissa Knowles.